Today I wanted to do a talk on Cattleya seedlings. Um, Usually when I get Cattleya seedlings, I do not repot them until they acclimate to my climate and to my environment. Um, Sorry. This, usually goes for all Cattleyas unless the media is really broke down and disgusting, or they come in bare root, which sometimes they do, or they come in a plug and the plug is rock wool, and I absolutely cannot stand rock wool. I have to get that off of there. Usually on Cattleya's seedlings, I pot them in regular bark. I might mix a little sphagnum depending on what the Cattleya looks like, the seedling looks like. So let's take a look and I'll do a little bit more explaining on them. This one came in bare root, and it's pretty much in bark, charcoal perlite with just a hint of sphagnum moss chopped up in there. That's just because the roots needed a little extra help, I thought. But as you can see, they had started to acclimate now. It's growing a new root. It's grown a new start on it, if I can find it. Yeah, right there. It's going to be really hard to see, guys. This new start right here. If they come in like this, I don't repot, because this pot is plenty big enough to sustain that growth and any other growths. But like I said, this came in bare rooted, so I had to pot this up. The next stage of them is going to be something like this here. This is the next stage of that little nubbin that I just showed you as it's coming out. Now, if I was going to repot, this is when I want to repot. When I start to see new growth and new root production. And like I say, I pot in regular bark, nothing special. The next one I'm going to show you is just a little bit bigger new growth on it. This one here, as you can see, it's starting to develop. It's pushing out roots, and this is a perfect candidate for repot. Like I said, now this one here, I have repotted. It was a seedling also. It grew this pseudobulb here in my care, and when it was growing this pseudobulb is when I repotted it into this. Just plain old bark, big bark chunk with a little bit of small chunk mixed in. Now, as you can see, it's putting out another new growth right here. So that was the perfect time to repot, is when these are about like this and you start to see new growth. Don't wait too long, because you can damage these root tips on it. So if you're going to repot pretty soon on them. Like I say, I'm not going to repot this. The media is fine. It has plenty of room, as you can see, for new growth. So it'll be a little bit longer before I repot that one. As you can see, it's not very big. I also recently repotted this one here because it had started new roots down in here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has new root production on it. It also has there's some more new root production. It also has a swelling on the node, so I think it's getting ready right there to put out another new growth. So I went ahead and repotted that one, and it, like I say, it's in plain bark also. And I care for these. They get the same amount of light pretty much as my full-size Cattleyas. I pull them back, just the light back just a little bit on the seedlings. I don't let them get quite full southern sun. I put them up a little bit higher in the window so they get a little bit more shade. But then once they get to this size and I've repotted them, I treat them like a regular full-size Cattleya. They get full southern exposure in a southern window, and I water them once a week, just like I do all the other ones, even the seedlings. The seedlings only get watered once a week too. They get thoroughly dried out, almost completely, before I water them again. And as you can see, they're acclimating wonderfully. But once again, let's see, this right here is going to be your new growth. That's what it looks like when it first starts. Then once it gets a little bit bigger, it's going to look like this. That is going to turn in to something that looks like this here. This is going to turn in to something that looks like this. And then eventually they will turn into a full-size pseudobulb. So if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like I say, I treat the Cattleya seedlings pretty much like I do the full-size Cattleyas until I repot them. The little ones get just a little bit less light than the full-size ones. But then once I repot them into something like this, they get direct sunlight from the south window. I appreciate each and every one of you watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, and I guess that's all I have for today. And I enjoy this. I enjoy documenting the growth of the orchids. I like to see how they've grown, and I hope you guys do too. I'll see you soon. Thanks.